Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Stony Ridge Farm. We got a load of wood chips coming in right now, and I'm going to try and catch these guys as they come down the driveway here. Cheers, grab your coffee. Let's do a little cows and coffee. Have some fun this morning. It's been rainy most of the day today. You can see that truck way off in the distance coming down the driveway. It's a local landscape company that brings out wood chips for me. So whenever they're chipping or doing some tree damage stuff or doing some landscaping, they bring out all their wood chips, which is super helpful for helping me build the soil here on the farm. So we're going to try and catch them. Maybe. They move pretty fast. They're backing up right now. So I tried to shoot a video yesterday. You'll see on the back of the Kubota here, was putting in some grass seed and straw and totally failed. Totally didn't get it done. We got rained out yesterday. We have a male cat that keeps coming in and peeing on my equipment. I can smell him right now. I think I have 5 cats that run around the farm here. I think it's 5 or 6 run around the farm, and they're mousers, so they're always outside. They're outside kitties. Got to get over here over the driveway. And anyway, that brings outside male kitties sometimes. So you guys hear all that noise? That's the mud in the tires on the Kubota. It's been a muddy mess for the last 24 hours here on the farm. Hope you guys caught the live stream last night. It was really cool. Good times. See if I can talk to these guys, if I can get down here in time. I'm gonna ask them real quick, make sure it's okay for them to be on live too. Hola! How's it going, man? Hey, you guys gonna bring another load later today too?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, you're live on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what? I do YouTube videos.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show them what you're doing here. So this is Chilton's landscape right here, guys, and this is what we're getting. Looks like they were doing a willow oak, and this is all the wood chips that we're gonna get and put on the farm. So cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
We'll bring you some more later.
Okay. Great. Thanks. Nice. That stuff is gold right there, guys. It is fermenting. It's doing its thing. That's gold for bare spots on the farm. So spread that around. Mulch is the lifeblood. Carbon is the lifeblood of the farm. Let's watch this guy dump real quick. Ooh, he's moving fast. Hopefully he can get out of there after he dumps. So there's about 6 loads that are already right here now. And that's a mound. That is a monster mound of material. So this is all carbon. This is what we're looking for on the farm. If you can get this stuff for free, guys, get it. Use it around your flower beds. Use it anywhere. This is kind of fun. We don't get this treat every morning, right? You can see it's already steaming. It's hot, meaning it's got enough green matter and enough brown matter in there to make it start composting. So very cool. That's it. Got us a monster pile right there, guys. Very cool. Awesome. Good deal. We're going to turn the camera back around. You can see the mess in the back of the Kubota here. This is all the stuff that I was trying to do when we got rained out yesterday, so I got to wait until a not so rainy day. Hopefully we have one of those soon. So good morning, Josh. Getting your rain now. Brunswick, Canada this weekend. I use wood chips too. It's so nice to have that. So we've got a wood chipper coming to the farm It's going to mount to the front of the skid steer. It's a hydraulically controlled wood chipper, and we'll be blasting out some wood chips around the edges of the field. So anything, we're going to try and get away from burn piles if we can, and anything on the farm that can be composted or chipped will be composted and chipped. So it's all about bringing biomass back to the soil, whether it comes from somebody else's front yard, like that right there, or whether it comes from the cows or it comes from the hay. It's about bringing carbon to the farm. It is raining just a little bit, just sprinkling. And we're headed over. The cows are way over here on the backside, right where they were yesterday evening when we had the live stream. So let's take ourselves a little drive. See, the leaves are starting to change here in North Carolina. Won't be long, we won't have any leaves on these trees. We need rain in Ohio. Okay. It's been dry in most of the country. This is one of those good rains, guys. Those good soaking rains. I desperately wanted to get my grass seed down before it started raining. But Mother Nature had a different plan for me yesterday. Still looking at a Honda side-by-side to replace the Kubota or to go with the Kubota here. Haven't heard anything out of Honda just yet. All right, what we got going here? Any wildlife? Don't see any wildlife. Question is, did the cows get into the hay last night? This is where we got stuck in the Honda Element yesterday. Morning, Deborah. Haven't seen you in a while. Good gracious, I got a frog in my throat. So guys, you want to laugh. Deborah Gilmore here that's watching right now. She'll get a laugh out of this. So Deborah's daughter, when I was, I guess, about 12 years old, we were boyfriend and girlfriend as you could be. I guess I was 10. And Deborah had two daughters, and I say dated. We called each other boyfriend and girlfriend, and then we wrote love letters and stuff like that back in the day. It's pretty funny. So it's good to see you, Debbie. We got the cows up here. Good day, great day for mushrooms. Absolutely. My dad would be flipping out if I called him and said, "Hey man, let's go mushroom hunting again." This time of year we'll spawn a lot of mushrooms, and especially as wet as it is. So over the next few days, we've got some shiitake logs down there. Those shiitakes will probably bloom, and then we're going to be looking for chanterelles. There's some chanterelle mushrooms that are over there. We just passed by, so good stuff. Your internet cutting in and out is driving me nuts, Richard. We are live, Richard, and we are on the farm, and we're way on the backside, buddy. So it's going to be a little blinky. So grab your coffee, chill out. It's going to be all right, brother. It's going to be all right. The cows are right up here. This is the worst area of service on the farm. So bear with me on the live streams down here on the far backside. We just don't have very good service over here. Eventually, I'll be streaming Wi-Fi all the way over the whole farm, and we won't have any problems like that. So the cows are going to be going right into this paddock just beside us, but I'm curious as to whether they got into the hay last night or whether the fence is powerful enough to keep them out of the hay, because they're going to start wanting to get in there, and they're getting curious, I guess is the word for it. All right, let's turn the camera around. You guys don't want to see me. You want to see the cows, right? Let's whip her around and show you what's going on. All right. Here we go. What'd you guys think of the live stream last night with Miss Stony Ridge? That took a lot. Took a lot of guts, I would say, on her part. And a lot on my part, too. To open up like that, you know, put yourself out there and open up. It takes a lot to do that. So I'm proud of her for doing that, for participating in the live stream. And hopefully we'll get to see a lot more of Mrs. Stony Ridge or Miss Stony Ridge. Take a slug of coffee for me. Come on, girls. You hear Mona? Woo! Come on. So we've got a little bit of a different scenario today as to how we move the cows. I think we're gonna move them. We're gonna walk down here and look at the hay, see if they bothered the hay any. I don't think they have. We got one young cow that likes to test the fence. One young steer that likes to test the fence. And this is the grass is pretty high right in here beside the hay, and they are quite excited about that. So I say grass. I use that term lightly because there's not just grass and there's all sorts of stuff. So let's see if we can get them down here, and we're going to open up this little gate. Okay, so they'll be grazing this area right here. There is a mineral block right there, and they'll have access to this until this evening, and then we'll bump them on over here. Come on, girls. Woo! Woo, girls. Come on. Pamela says, sorry, didn't watch it. I do have a question. I hope you two make it. But if you don't, will you have to buy your farm back again? We're not married again. We're just dating. So, yeah. Trust me, I'll be protecting myself. Come on, girls. Woo! Yeah, all right. Okay, so we're just going to disconnect this fence wire here, and we're going to drag it back and let the girls into the next paddock. Just set this over here and hear it popping. So we've got some power on it. It's doing a good job. Come on, ladies. Time to move. There you go. Nobody get their foot hung in the fence wire, so let me stand right here. Come on, sweetie. I know Sweetie knows her name. She has to. Wooly Bully's been a little grumpy here lately. I think Wooly Bully has taken care of all of his fatherly duties on the farm. And consequently, he's been a bit of a grump. Come on, everybody. Come on. Let's go. So if you guys missed the live stream, why get married at all, says Vida. You know, that's something that we'll have to discuss. Hey, Cindy, good morning. That's something that we'll all have to discuss, that me and Miss Stony Ridge will have to talk about. But we're a ways off from that right now. So awesome. Thank you, guys. A lot of positive sentiment came from the video. A lot of people were telling me, protect yourself. She's just back for the money. She's back for this. She's back for that. It's not the money. It's most certainly not the money, because I'm definitely not getting rich here moving the cows. So it's really nothing to do with money. And we really didn't fight over financial things in our marriage. We never really had to fight over. I had to explain to her a lot of times what I was doing and why I was spending money on different projects. But yeah, we never really fought about that kind of stuff. So today on the farm, we're going to walk with the cows. We'll go ahead and reattach the wire here real quick. 300 or 240 of you in here, guys. Hit that like button for sure. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. The YouTube channel's growing. The live stream channel's growing, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys over there. There we go. And so is Facebook. growing by about 200 followers a day, which is awesome. So if you're new to the channel, pat yourself on the back. Thank you so much. I found that they don't come back unless they can't get what they want. This is a different scenario. There are things that I can't talk about I'm not going to talk about on social media. It's a little bit different scenario than most people think. So it's for love. It's not for money. That's for sure. We're going to go down here and walk with the cows. But first I've got to make a change in the fencing right here real quick. Typically we'd be moving them at the water tank, but today I just moved them over there. We're going to check this. We're going to walk up and check the next bit of fencing where they're going to move this afternoon and make sure we're all squared away for the next couple moves. So we got to move that wire over here. Pretty simple. Ooh, there we go. So disconnect here and disconnect here. Reconnect there and bam, that's it. Hook her back up there. We're good to go. They have grazed that. Every section that's served by this water, they have grazed, with the exception of this one right here. So let's walk on down, see the cows. I'll go check the other fence. You guys don't have to come with me on that. We'll just go check out the cows. Love your channel from Ridgeway, Virginia. Penny. Awesome, Penny. You're not far away. This is home. So Penny, if you don't know, I grew up partly in Axton and partly in Horse Pasture, Virginia. And I went to Magna Vista High School up there. Class of 95. Class of 95. Getting old. Hendersonville, North Carolina. Awesome. We got a lot of North Carolina folks. All right. So this is not the highest quality forage. I'm considering getting two meat goats to run with the cows. I don't know if any of you guys have experience with that, but that's what I'm considering, so that we get a little bit more consumption of the weeds right here versus just the grasses. And you can see these guys are eating most anything and everything they can get their mouths on. But I would rather have nice, higher quality forage. And it just takes time. You can see the grasses are starting to take over. And this area right here was in 6-foot tall weeds earlier in the spring. So late summer, I mowed it, and it's really done good. We've gotten more grasses back. No fertilizer, ever. No fertilizer has ever been put on this section of pasture since this pasture was created. No grass seed or fertilizer. Only hay bales have been rolled out, and that's what all those hay bales are for, is to roll out down these hills. There's a little wash area up here, a little bit of bare soil. We just keep rolling hay out, and it keeps on healing the land. So I see clover in here. I didn't plant any of this. There's all sorts of plants in here. I didn't put in grass seed, clover, grasses, clover, all sorts of stuff. Again, it's all native grasses, wild grasses. Right, cows? When I hired the guy, the first fellow that I hired to clear my land, this was an area that he cleared, okay? So he worked on about 5 acres for me while I had to go out of town. When I came back, there was a pile of debris right here in the center of this field that was probably as big as a 3-bedroom house. They didn't finish the job. They packed up everything. They didn't call me and say, hey, Josh, you know, for another $1,000, we could really make this look nice and smooth and really do a great job. But we just can't cut it with your budget. If they would have just spoke to me, I wouldn't have had any troubles with them. But I had to hire a different guy to come back in and fix all that they did, which cost me another $5,000. So I learned a little lesson there. Always be around when somebody's working on your property. This is Cindy. And yes, Wooly Bully's still in there. Need a different fence system for goats, don't you? We'll see. With meat goats, I'm not sure. They may behave and they may not get into the poly wire. It's a test. We've just got to test it out and see how it works. Ooh, turkey feather. I think this is that's good luck, but it's broken. Oh man. You see a feather like this, that's a turkey feather. Okay. Do you guys want to go and see what I have to do? Why not sheep? Well, sheep also could work for sure. Do you guys want to walk up with me and see what I do with the preparing the next pasture? You let me know. We'll walk on up there. I'll just show you what I got to do. I just have to check it over. So we'll take a little vote. If you say, nah, we don't want to see it, then we won't go. If you say, we get enough yeses, then we will go. I'm going to set my coffee mug here so that I can forget it later. I got a yes. Let's go. All right. There's old Tammy. So you guys see they came right to the grass here. This isn't the highest quality grass, but it's cutting it. Right, Tammy? It's still making fat cows, as you can tell. Well, everybody says yes. Okay, cool. Hey, Tammy, I'm not here to bother you. Don't worry. She is a sensitive critter, that's for sure. So on rainy days like this, I'm organizing in the new shop building. I actually have to go to Lowe's a little later today and work on getting some concrete sealer for my garage floor. If any of you guys know of a brand of concrete sealer you like to use, post it there in the comments. I appreciate it. If you've sealed concrete, it's indoor concrete, smooth surface, and I need to put a sealer on it before I start bringing in greasy, oily equipment. All right, this is a hill. I'm going to be out of breath for a second. Okay. These guys are all over that mineral block. Yep, you guys getting your Gatorade? All right. So this evening I'll walk the cows through this gate. So what we're going to do is just briefly go check this pasture. Oh. They're not going to like it in here. There's not a lot of real high quality forage in here either. But as we get up to the top of the hill, you can see more grass. This was all forested, and it was actually part of another farm before I bought the property. So there were two farms here. One farm was that section and here, and the other part was right here. There was a corner marker right down there, and this used to be woods, used to be forest. You can see this paddock is much bigger than the typical acre that we do. I'm gonna say this is more like 4 acres. Now, what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. The tighter we pack the cows in to a paddock, the better the grass performs. So it may be a good idea for me to split this 4-acre section into 2 sections. And I may do that this evening. Just doing a little head scratching here. And I think I've got it all set up. So what we're checking, there's a wire that goes from the waterer down that direction and one that goes down that direction. And that's what we're gonna go check real quick. I could have just walked over here this morning. Now you can see we're into some grasses. And again, the cows haven't grazed here for about 30 days? 30 days, yeah. So we've had 30 days of recovery. The goal is to get us into January before we start having any need for feeding hay. So we'll see how this goes for sure. All right, so they'll have access to the waterer here. That's all good. they'll go into this paddock first, then they'll go into this paddock, then they'll go into that paddock, and then they'll work their way around the wagon wheel and back across the farm. All right, and this is the water tank that I replaced the valve in the other day, if you guys didn't see that video, and it's doing fantastic. Awesome. It was leaking really bad, and that's why I see all this cracked soil right here, this busted up earth. After the cows move out of here, I'm going to hit this with some grass seed, and hopefully it recovers. I've got to bring in dirt in a few places around here to try to backfill around these waterers. So that's coming soon also. You'll see that in a future Stony Ridge video. How would you set your wire up at the waterer if you divided the 4 acres? Right here? Okay. Good question, Kevin. So all I would do is I'll come right off of this post right here, and I would run a strand all the way to the gate. We'll walk that line right now. So I would come off of that post and basically split this right down the middle. I get a few little frames of reference here. There's a mineral block right there. So I would come just on this side of the mineral block, straight through, and you can see that oak tree in the distance way off right there. So we would just split this right down the middle, and that would give the cows an extra half a day of grazing. So shrinking up these paddocks really has helped. Again, the more intensive I graze it, the more intensive the cows are on it, the better it recovers, the faster it recovers. It just seems counterintuitive how it would do that. But the more traffic I put on it, on the land, the better it performs. So we would go probably to about right there. So a line would come right through here, right through, and right back over to the waterer, okay? And that would split this 4-acre paddock. I'm gonna say 3 or 4. That would split it up and make it a little bit easier on us. Oh, great. Here we go. We got us a rock. Welcome to the Stony Ridge. All right, let's get back down here where the girls are. Now, the electric fence charger is a solar charger. One feeds this side of the farm, the other feeds this side. Okay, so they're 2 different electric fence chargers, one for each side of the farm or side of this pasture. In the future, very near future, I'll be running a line right along the edge of the woods right there to separate the bottoms from the rest of the pasture. So I'll be able to, if I need to leave town for 4 or 5 days, I can put the cows in the bottom and just leave them in the bottom. Or if I need to separate young bulls from young heifers, then I can do that too. Okay, that's what this is all about, making the ease of workflow. Okay, set my rock there. Once they graze this stuff down to the nub, that's when we'll be rolling out hay and feeding the land again. And again, all this hay right here, this is all carbon. So each hay bale weighs right in at about 1,000 pounds. And that's about 1,000 pounds of manure. So if you think about it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 30 bales of hay. So that's 30,000 pounds, 15 tons of carbon that'll be put down on this section of pasture right here. There won't be a bare spot in this pasture come next spring. That's my goal. Right, 42? The cows aren't very needy right now. They're pretty chill. You know, it's getting dark a lot earlier. They're getting more sleep. They're a little more sedentary this time of year. Toss that rock over in the woods. Yeah, awesome. There was a barn, and you can see remnants of the barn. There's some rocks, stones from the foundation. There was an old barn right here, okay? These trees, I think I'm gonna lose the red oak. I'm looking at the red oak. It's not looking too good. There's a white oak and a red oak right there, and that's what the dead tree is over here also. This is another red oak. So I'm going to cut that red oak and we're going to put it on the sawmill at some point, and then we'll pile up the brush and debris, burn that, and the cows will have some natural dewormer. We'll just pile the brush and debris up around the stump, and we'll leave the stump up about 4 feet high so the cows have a good scratching post. And honestly, I could split this into 2 paddocks if I wanted to very easily. So I got a little bit of work to do. If it doesn't rain too awful hard today, I'll be out here splitting up more paddocks. I think it's a good idea. Hey, little cow. Hey, 211. How you doing? Don's, what is Don asking? Somebody's asking about acreage. If they are hungry, they will eat. Absolutely. You guys are talking about acreage. I don't know what you're talking about, but this is a about 150 acre farm. We've got about 50 more acres to fence. Currently probably have, I need to measure it to get a good accurate count. I'm going to say it's 75 to 80 acres fenced. And we're running 35 cows, which isn't putting a whole lot of stress on the land, but you can tell that our forage isn't of the highest quality just yet. Okay. I am planting a bunch of these on the farm. You can see this one's not doing too well. Those are willow oaks. I'll be planting a bunch of those for shade throughout the farm and putting little fences around them. Okay. This is a burn pile right here. This is something I need to go ahead and burn and go ahead and harvest this firewood if it's not too far gone. We've got some white oak right there. So yeah, got a little bit of firewood harvesting. Got a lot of fun firewood and chainsaw videos coming on the channel for sure, guys. So beautiful day, a day to work in the office, a day to get out here and put in some more fencing. So I've got work to do, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the live stream today on the Stony Ridge Farm. I hope you all have a very blessed day, and we should see you tomorrow morning again, and I'll get it all scheduled up so you guys can click and it'll remind you when we're live again. Thanks so much for joining me. Cows are good. I'm good. And if you didn't get a chance to see yesterday evening's live stream with Miss Stony Ridge, go check it out. I think it'll give you a little bit of insight into what's going on here on the farm, aside from just moving the cows. I mean, I'm a real person, and we have real life, real world problems. So guys, thanks. We'll see you next time on the Stony Ridge, early in the morning tomorrow. Awesome. Take care. Woo!